Hello friends, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. My name is Brittany. On this channel I share my stupid opinions about the books I've been reading, and today I am unhauling some books. I'll apologize for my stupid clickbaity title. I'm not unhauling all of my books. I am getting rid of books that I've read and didn't really love and don't want to retain in my collection. I am also getting rid of books that I no longer have the desire to read. So let's just quickly run through them. You can find these and more on my Pango bookshop. Some of them I might donate to little free libraries just because they are not in the best and most pristine condition, and I have a guilt complex about selling my books that are in less than excellent condition. So yeah, let's just go ahead and run through it. We're gonna start with a book that I attempted to read, and no, an author that I attempted to read and then decided, you know what, maybe she's not for me. I have some Tammy Hogue in here. This is Kill the Messenger. And this is one that I'm going to just donate to a little free library. It's some mass market paperback. I tried to read Guilty as Sin by Tammy Hogue, and it was so dreadfully boring that I just know that she's not for me, so this one's gonna go. This is a book about Jack the Ripper, and I got it a long time ago, and I just don't foresee myself ever gravitating toward it. Also, it's kind of heavy for a paperback, but this one is gonna go to a little free library. Let's see. I'm realizing as I get older that not all YA is for me, and so there's going to be some YA mixed in here. I have The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody. I started to try to read this a few years ago and very quickly lost interest. I think that I found the main character to be a little bit annoying, so it's going. Same thing for this book. I love the movie adaptation of Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. I just tried to read it and I was not interested, so this one's out of here as well. Now we have some books that I've actually read. These are just completely pell-mell. There's no order to how this is being done. I have some books that I read that were less than stellar, so they are going to be in my Pango shop. If you've been around for a very long time, you know that before my husband went overseas and then moved to Hawaii, we did a my husband chose my TBR kind of week, and Inspection was one of the books that he chose for me. I do really love Bird Box by Josh Malerman. This one was okay, but not spectacular, so I will be reselling this. To this day, Pretty Little Wife by Darcy Kane remains the only book that was able to traumatize me within 3 pages. I do not like this book. It's being resold. I have a couple of Dean Koontz books. This one I am not going to donate or sell. I noticed that it's getting a little bit moldy, and so I need to take it out of my collection before it spreads to other books. So unfortunately for Dragon Tears, it's gonna have to just go somewhere not in my house. I don't know how to salvage books from mold. I did not learn that in library school, so it's gotta go somewhere, but it can't stay here. I read Whispering Room, and maybe it was my mistake not reading the first book first, but The Whispering Room was not great for me. I'm not a huge fan of FBI nature of this book. I just wasn't a huge fan of this book, so I don't see a reason to keep it because I definitely won't reread it, so it's being resold. I found Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak in a little free library over last summer. This was a book club pick for us. I did not like this book. I'm going to redonate it to a little free library. I attempted to read The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. Was it this one? I attempted to read a Sue Monk Kidd book, and she is certainly not for me. It hurts my heart to resell my Book of the Month books, but when I don't love them, I don't want them taking up space in my house. And so My Darling Girl, I enjoyed, but not enough to keep, so it's going to be resold. You can find my review for this book on my channel. I didn't like the way that it ended, so I just don't want to keep it. I really struggled to make this decision, okay? But my executive decision as of right now is that I am not going to keep these 2 books in my collection because I did not love them like I loved The Silent Patient. I am selling The Fury and the Maidens by Alex Michaelides because I did not love them like I love The Silent Patient, so there's no room for them on my shelf. I'm also going to be unhauling my copy of Sarah Oakes' The Resort I didn't love it. I really want to weed my collection down to exclusively books that I love, and that one unfortunately was not it. I'm just gonna continue to run through the books that I have read and did not like. Okay, no, it wasn't The Secret Life of Bees that I attempted to read. It was The Mermaid Chair. So here's my other Sumont kid. Both of them are out. All right, rounding out the books that I've read and don't like. The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I get why people love it, while also recognizing and acknowledging that it's not something that I enjoyed. So I'm going to be either donating that in a little free library or selling it. I read and did not love The Girls Are Never Gone by Sarah Glenn Marshall. So again, if I don't love it, it's not staying. This one I might give to my little sister. I need to text her and see if she wants it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna donate it in a little free library. Big Little Lies by Leah Moriarty. It's not fun for me. It took me so long to get through, and I really did not enjoy her writing. So this is going, as well as I decided not to keep any other Leah Moriarty in my collection. So 9 Perfect Strangers, I am also not retaining in my collection. Once again, another book that my husband bought for him choosing my TBR. The Bet by Rachel Van Dyken was not a fun time. I said a long time ago I was going to donate this in a little free library, but then winter came, and so now that it's summer again, I can finally donate that. The Favorite Sister by Jessica Knoll was not as good as Luckiest Girl Alive. I did not like the catty nature of the main characters in this one. It is a used library book. I'm going to see if one of my besties wants this copy, and if she does not, to the little free library it goes. A while ago on this channel, I read She Started It by Sean Gilbert, and it's described as the female version of Lord of the Flies. I refuse to believe that grown-ass women would act the way that the grown-ass women in this book act. So this one's being sold. I did not love it. It cannot stay. I have 3 books that I DNF'd, and so very clearly they can't stay. I have The Neverland Wars by Audrey Greathouse, Native Speaker by Chang-Rae Lee, and Kill You Last by Todd Strasser. This one I particularly have a hatred for. The way that this man wrote teenage girls pisses me off to no end. I can't keep it. Maybe somebody else will like it. Native Speaker was not terribly written. I just couldn't get into the story. And The Neverland Wars, I wasn't feeling a Peter Pan retelling, and I am branching out of YA, I guess. These next 2 books are from the same author. I know that I don't like her books, so they will not be staying in my collection. Megan Miranda is no longer an author that I'm interested in reading, so Fragments of the Lost is out of here, as well as The Perfect Stranger, both by Megan Miranda. And then the rest are, oh no, I have one more. I'm so sorry. I have one more book that I've read and did not like. I wanted to read this book because I saw that it was made into a Netflix adaptation, and the Netflix adaptation looked pretty good. This book has the weirdest ending that I've ever read, and I've never read a book where so much happens and yet nothing happens at all. This book was dreadful. I need it gone. And I'm not watching the movie because if it's anything like the book, which I imagine it was based off of the book, so it has to have something to do with the book, that movie has to be dreadful too. I'm so sorry. All right, the rest are a mixture of YA books that I probably am not interested in reading anymore, and adult fiction that I'm not interested in reading. A lot of them I purchased at the library, so I'm not too pressed about what to do with them. I have The Art of Racing in the Rain, The Girl's Guide to Hunting and Fishing. These were a quarter at my library. They can go back to my library or to the little free library, and I'm just happy that I was able to fund Friends of the Library at my library. The rest are all YA. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to branch out from YA. There are specific offshoots of the YA genre that I will continue to read, mainly in the fantasy and dystopian subgenres of YA. I still want to read all of the Shatter Me series. I will continue to purchase all of Cassie Clare's Shadowhunters books because they're wonderful. But these ones, I just don't foresee myself ever reaching for. And honestly, I can't remember what a lot of them are about. The only one really that I can think of that I know what it's about is The Afterlife of Holly Chase. And this one's supposed to be right around Christmas, and I traditionally just don't read the most during December, so I don't foresee myself ever getting to this book. Maybe somebody else will find it is suited for them. So it's suited for somebody else, it's not for me. The other 3 books I could not tell you a single thing about. So we've got Spellbook for the Lost and Found. I'm positive I picked this because of the beautiful cover. What I Lost, which I'm gonna be so honest, it sounds like it's about an eating disorder and I just don't have the mental capacity to read that. And then Little Monsters, which again, I probably picked for the cover. All right, whatever, that is it. I've unhauled quite a few books. This is actually not all of the books that I've unhauled because some of them are just going to be donated to my library. Again, they're over there. I don't feel like getting them. This is already long enough. Like I said, many of these books you'll be able to find in my Pango shop, which is always linked down below. A lot of them are going to little free libraries. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you like the video, please feel free to like. Leave me a comment letting me know what's the most recent book you've unhauled from your collection. And if you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. It is, after all, free for you. It's fun for me to do this. And I will see you all in my next video, which should be a vlog. Bye.